All right, everyone. It is 3 p.m. in Kitsap County. It is time for our monthly visit with the Kitsap Regional Library and Priya Shari. So let's go ahead and bring her on up.
Hi.
How are you doing today?
What a warm welcome. I am doing great, thanks. How about you, Marwan?
Well, I'm blessed and highly favored and super excited always to have a conversation with you at the first Tuesday of the month. So what you got for us today?
Okay, so the big thing that we are super hype about this month is exactly what we've been hype about for the past couple months, but with an extra added pizzazz. It is the final third of our summer learning program that has been running since June 1st. It runs through the end of August, and this month we're extra special excited because you can come in and get the prizes that you have been reading toward. So we have been holding off on doing our big old celebrations because we want to give everyone a chance to get as much reading done as they can. Not all of us read at the same rate or have time, but summer can be really busy for everyone. So in August, we are inviting all members of Kitsap County, all Kitsap Regional Library users, all of our friends and neighbors to assess how much reading you've been doing this summer if you haven't been tracking it already. You can make an estimation. We are not sticklers for numbers, but we just want to know how you're doing. We have our paper trackers, our little booklets in every branch, and we also have it on our website. We also have our app that you can use called Beanstack, and that's been a way to track your reading throughout the course of the summer. You're welcome to get started now if you haven't already. You have through the end of the month. We really want to know just how much you think you've read since the beginning of June. And again, this is all ages. So everyone of any age can participate, and you don't need a library card to participate in the summer learning program. We just want to know, what you've been reading, how you've been enjoying it. And then there are also some challenges in that little booklet that don't involve how many hours you've been reading this summer. We just want to know what you've been learning that's new to you. So if you come into any of your local branches, sorry to interrupt, Marwan, jump in.
Oh, I was just saying, nice. Go ahead.
Yeah. So come into any of your local branches across Kitsap County before the end of August to pick up your prize. If you've read at least 10 hours of any reading, and again, our definition of reading is pretty loose. Anything that you have read or listened to in audio form or read to your family or had your family read to you, school assignments, leisure reading, newspapers, what have you. If you've read at least 10 hours since the beginning of June, you are eligible for a free book. Or if book's not the way to go, if you're like, I've got too many of those, we have journals as well. And we have them for all ages, kids, teens, and adults. And there's some really cool titles there. So if you want to get, a title that you've had your eye on that we have as a giveaway, you might want to come in earlier in the month to make sure those don't get passed out too quick. And we have them at every branch, so no worries about picking one over the other. Just choose the location that's easiest for you. If you've read at least 50 hours this summer, you get a fun holographic sticker. Everyone loves a good sticker. Nice. And then for 100 hours, and that's the big challenge. If you read at least 100 hours by the end of August, so you still have time, you can get your free summer reading t-shirt. And you'll see staff members wearing those throughout the course of the month. They're cute. They got a little beat on it. Mine is in the laundry somewhere because I wear it to death. But that is through the end of August. So no rush. You've still got some time. We are really excited to just hear how much you've been reading, how you've been liking it, and if there's anything that you would recommend to us, because we're always down to get recommendations from you, from your kiddos, friends, neighbors. And then again, I will remind you, even if you haven't been reading that much, no worries. There's still challenges for you. Tell us something that you've been reading or learning or a new thing you've been trying this summer. There's a little activity page in that booklet. Tell us how it went. Drop it off at your local branch, and then we will enter it to win one of 3 prize packs at the end of August. So as long as you get us that little entry page by the end of the month, we'll do the drawing in September, and you can win one of 3 really cool prizes. And that one doesn't require any reading at all. We just want to know about something that you learned this summer and how you liked it. So that's what's going on in August.
Are you going to broadcast the drawing so everyone can see?
It's
That would be pretty
usually
cool.
not as like glitzy a process as like a grand
Oh,
drawing. We tend
really?
to do it in after the first week of September when things have kind of cooled down a little bit and kiddos are back to school and there's not as much of a mad rush for picking up your prizes, your books and your t-shirts. So it's usually a pretty low-key affair actually, but you
It
never know.
shouldn't be low key. That's when you gotta turn up. Like, it's prize time. Let's go. Let's go.
It
Gotta
is
get
prize
excited.
time.
Yeah. Yeah.
I will say, we do a little bit of celebration. Depending on what branch you're in, we all do it a little different. But when you come in to pick up your prizes in August, your book or your sticker or your shirt, we love to make it like a thing. So if you come in and you
Mhm.
say, "Hey, I've got my tracker. I finished my 100 hours," like we will cheer for you. We will throw a little something.
Oh, that's
And
a
then
big
there
deal.
it really is. Like even 10 hours, like finding time to read something that isn't just school or work is really hard. So we want to celebrate you for however much reading you've been doing. Even if you don't think it's something serious, like reading comic books counts, listening to audiobooks counts. All of that is working your brain and practicing those storytelling processing skills. So we want to celebrate that. So yeah, we'll celebrate you when you come in the branch, no matter how much you've read.
Well, unfortunately, I do have my 10 hours, but it was all work related, unfortunately. So
It still counts. If you're
it still
reading
counts.
something, yes, and you're parsing through information and making sense of it,
Oh,
if you're like reading
okay.
reports for work, or if your kids are doing like schoolwork over the summer, all that counts as reading time. I'm just sorry it wasn't more fun for you.
Well, you know what? Work is fun for me, so I don't mind it.
Okay.
It's just hard
Yeah,
to
well
find the time.
come in to get your prize at some point this month, please.
I really want the T-shirt, but there's no way I'm gonna get 90 hours, by the end of the month.
I would say just think very critically about how much you think you've read. Because a lot of, especially parents or like grown-ups who have young people in their life, you do a lot of like passive reading to your young people um, that you don't really keep track of. I see the comments
I'm
coming
reading
in.
the chat. I'm being gently chastised because I've been trying to read this book for a year, and so I was trying to
Mhm.
find it audio. But we're gonna get into that in a minute. But yes, I
Yes.
am working on that. That is my priority this month is to get through this book.
Sometimes you have to put a book down to realize how much you want to pick it up again. I know that feeling.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? And what I find is it's hard to get started sometimes, and like maybe the first 10, 20 pages of the first chapter might be a little slow. But
Mhm.
whatever that hook is, once you're hooked, that's it. It's
Mhm.
over. When I was a kid, I would read and I wouldn't eat. So I would read, fall asleep on my bed, wake up, keep reading, fall asleep, and wake up. And it was awesome. And so I would just grind through all these books, and it was a lot of fun. I loved books when I was growing up, but I didn't have video games and tablets and all those things as a distraction, as an alternative.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot more distractions out there nowadays. I think it's for adults especially, and I'm still working this out on my own, is how to find the reading that grips you as an adult, because it's often not
Mhm.
the same stuff that you loved as a kid, but it's often stuff that it's just harder to make time to carve out time to dedicate to whatever it is that you're interested in. And sometimes you don't know what you're interested in until you explore a little bit. So I know the struggle.
So that is big. Oh, so in the chat we have Mark. He says, "I have finished so many books between 2 and 5 in the morning." Wow, that's a good time
Hey,
to
good
read,
on you. I get that.
especially
I
if you
get that
can't
when it's like
sleep.
quiet. Yeah. Mhm.
Hmm. Yeah, I think that's a great idea. I might try that.
Yeah.
So what else
Yeah.
you got for us?
Well, I do want to highlight if you do want a little bit of that fanfare, that celebration, that you finished your reading, you got through your summer, you learned a new thing. Um, Different branches handle it differently. There should be some prize pickup parties, and if it's okay with you, Marwan, I'm going to share my screen.
Always.
Window. Okay. That means I can't see that anymore. Are you seeing the KRL website?
Oh yeah.
Awesome. Okay. So we're just going to start back at our homepage, the page you know and love, krl.org. You'll see on our little banner bar over here some up-to-date information to look out for, and we are going to click right into Summer Learning Prize Pickups. It's also at krl.org/summer. All of our summer learning info is there. So I'll scroll down a little bit. We have looked at this webpage before here, I think, but it shows all the different ways that you can connect with the reading tracking. We have the different types of challenges that you can get into for reading. 10 hours through 100 hours, ways to get deeper into that if you still, in the last month of this challenge want to dig in. If you want to do something that is still challenging but isn't quite sitting down and reading, that's okay. We have the Learn More challenge. Just tell us something that you have learned or you're still trying to learn this summer. So pick a goal, plot how you'll achieve it, follow your steps to completion, and then tell us how it went. And those are the ones where you'll take the little page in our summer learning booklet, just fill out the activity, rip it out, write your contact info on it, and drop it at your local branch. And that's the one that gets entered into the drawing for the prize packs. We have an extra bingo challenge, which is another entry to those end of summer prizes. And that's just, some fun ways to get more involved with reading and learning this summer. It's in the same booklet that we have at all of our branches. Here are the end of summer prizes that you can enter to win. Again, we'll do these drawings after August 31st, so just make sure you get those entries in by the end of August. You can enter to win a Grow Green indoor hydroponic garden and mushroom log, which is pretty cool. A $100 gift certificate to a local bookstore, nursery, or garden store, because our theme, if you haven't noticed so far, is farming and gardening. Or a Nintendo Switch and Super Mario Party game pack. So those are one of the 3 prizes you can enter to win those entries off at your local branch. We have a few end of summer performances. They've been going on. I think the last one is tomorrow. Today's the 2nd, Sunshine from Polynesia, which is going to be really nice. And then some last information about summer learning. Here is the booklet itself if you have not grabbed it in print. So just, if you really want to get involved, but it's been, summer's still around for another month, so there's no rush. But all the information is right here. And this is specific for summer learning. If you want to look at other stuff that's going on at KRL that isn't, read this summer, learn this summer, we also have just our regular Inspire Light, which you'll find at all of our branches as well. Looks familiar, but we always have the digital version on our website under classes and events. And this first link here, Inspire Light. So you can actually just click through and skim all of the different programs and events that we have going on this summer. One thing I want to highlight, let's see if we can zoom in a little bit on this. There we go. On this first page in here is ways to celebrate summer learning. So that fanfare, that party, that celebration feeling for having read a lot or accomplished a goal. We have prize parties where you can pick up your prizes at a set location, time, date. There will be people there ready to celebrate. So those are at select branches. We have them at Paulsbo, Manchester, Port Orchard, and Silverdale. And it looks like these 2 have happened yesterday. This one's going on tomorrow. This one will be happening on Friday. If you are ready to pick up your prizes by then, again, no rush. You can drop in anytime while we're open in any of our branches to pick up your prizes in the month of August. This is just if you want to celebrate with some of your fellow readers.
Nice.
So prize pickups, we also just have a ton of other stuff going on, which you can flip through. August tends to be pretty busy for summer learning things. So we often forget to tell people that we have other stuff going on. So grab an Inspire next time you're at the branch or click through it when you're on our website. You'll see we have a ton of programs for kiddos. One exciting thing I want to point out, we're trying something new at our Paulsbo location. You'll see we have new book lockers that are just outside of our Paulsbo branch. So these will be accessible even when the library is closed after hours. I don't know if you've ever tried one of those like Amazon lockers where
locker,
so it's basically a very similar thing here where you'll have 24-hour access to pick up your library items, your holds that would typically be inside on the shelf. But if you're like working weird hours or can't make it to the library while we're open, or if you just want to try out the book locker because it's beautiful, next time you place a hold, if you're in the Paulsbo area, if you're able to pick it up there, when you choose your location for where you want to pick it up, like which branch, Paulsbo Book Locker should show up as a pickup location. So select that, and then it'll get sent over there. You'll sign into it with your library card number and your PIN, kind of same as how you would use the checkout at a regular branch. And then your book will just be delivered to you from this beautiful machine.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. It's a really neat new service that we're trying out, grant funded, and hopefully will fit the needs for people who can't make it to the library during our open hours. So we'll see how it goes. We're just starting it. Just launched in June, so hopefully people will like it and we'll see them at more locations. But for now, just Paulsbo. So that's one thing you can read about in our latest August Inspire. And then, of course, our locations and hours in the back there. So that's kind of what we have going on.
Kinds of cool stuff. So tell me, let's say I come and I check out a book on Friday, but I can't get there till Sunday. Is it 24 hours or how long will it be in the locker? How long do I have?
I believe I need to double check this actually before I give you false information. I believe it should be the same checkout period or a holds period as a regular hold, which at any branch on our hold shelf should be 1 week.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yes, but if you have questions about that or if you need to adjust that period at all, the Paulsbo staff at that branch are going to be the ones who can field those questions because it's right outside their building. But yeah, it's just kind of neat. Like, go ahead.
Would you mind putting the Paulsbo contact information in the chat, and then I'll put it on there for folks to call? Oh, that's awesome. Like, because I think about my experience, like, all right, I'm really super busy, and by the time I get to a breather, it's the weekend, it's closed, or it's late. That would be awesome. So
yeah,
I could just drive out there on a Sunday and pick up my book. Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah, you just got to make sure that, like any hold, you wait till you get the notification saying it's ready to pick up, because occasionally it'll take us a couple of days to get it from another branch, process it, and you want to make sure you don't show up like the day after you place the hold and it's not ready yet because you placed it on a Saturday and we're closed on Sunday, that type of thing. So adequate timing. I put the link, thank you for posting that, for just all of our locations and hours. That's just handy to have on hand just in case. Yeah.
That really is. So there was one other thing you mentioned. The last event was tomorrow, August 3rd. Something Polynesia?
Yes, let me pull that up.
Where's that?
I am just going to double check. Give me 1 second. I want to make sure I don't give any incorrect information off the top of my dome. Let's see. Okay, I will share right quick. So this is at the Port Orchard location, just right in that Marina Park outside of the branch, right by the ferry terminal. So this is part of their Waterfront Wednesdays series, and the program itself is Sunshine from Polynesia. So it's going to feature dance, drumming, music. It's interactive. It is geared toward kids, but everyone can get behind some really beautiful music and dance, and it'll be a really nice cultural presentation. So that is tomorrow from 11 a.m. to noon at Port Orchard location.
All right. Tomorrow, 11 to noon. It's going to be a beautiful day. I can't think of a better way to spend an hour tomorrow on the waterfront. Man, that's fantastic.
Yeah,
I love all the great stuff that the library is doing.
Yeah, we're excited to slowly start to wrap up our summer programs and events, but still also take the time to celebrate the reading and the learning that people have been doing. Because like I said, summer is a busy month. Got a lot going on, especially for folks with families or folks who are taking their first vacation in however many years. So take the time to celebrate.
Absolutely. Well, I'm so lucky because I happen to know a librarian, and she comes on every month, and I needed some help. And so I reached out to you to get some help because I'm supposed to be reading this book, as folks were pointing out in the chat. And I was like, all right, we've got the reading event going on during the summer. Well, maybe I can kill two birds with one stone. I got to read this book. I can check off my reading hours, and this will be perfect. And so I need to get this book, and you were going to help me figure that out.
Yes. So I will start by saying our catalog on our website will show you everything that KRL owns at all of our locations. However, there's a lot of stuff we don't own because, we're not a giant, massive library system. We serve Kitsap, and that's already a big old job that we're doing. So for everything that we don't own, we're going to try really hard to get it from someplace else for you. If you need some sort of resource, usually that is a book or a DVD or an article or something like that. So you might be familiar with our service called Interlibrary Loan. It is how we can get items from one library and sort of take it on as a temporary KRL item so you can borrow it from us. And that's how a lot of libraries across the country, or really across the world, get away with not having to purchase everything. We just purchase what is most relevant to our communities and then borrow from each other to fill those gaps. The service that I was explaining to you, Marwan, and that I'll show in a little bit is very similar to that. However, it is virtual. So let me share my screen one more time.
All right. Super excited.
All right. Yes. So I'll cover the physical item version really quickly first because it's super straightforward. If you want a book that we do not have, maybe it's like a textbook or something that's a little bit more technical or a little bit older that our KRL collections might not encompass. Firstly, we just recommend you check the catalog. So click up in here on the top corner and just type in the title, author, subject, what have you. That'll show us everything we do have. If you don't see what you're looking for, next, we'll go over to our Read, Watch, Listen tab over here and just skim down to suggest a purchase in interlibrary loans. And so it's going to be a little texty, but basically this is saying for stuff we don't have, we'll try to get it for you. We'll either purchase it to add to our collection because we think other people might be interested also, or we'll get it via interlibrary loan. But the way that you would request that is just through the same form. So you just use this form right here, purchase request and interlibrary loan. And so you just give us all the information here that we can get from you, your library card number, name, email if you have one. Do you want us to place this on hold for you, or is it just something that you think we should have but you don't actually need? Where you would like to pick it up, format, audience, and then as much of this information as you can get us. If it's like a DVD that we don't have and you have a link to the IMDb page for it, or you found it on Amazon somewhere, just pop that link in here. Any information that you can give us. Yeah. Just so we know, like, hey, where did you find it? Is it something that we could get? Easy. So this will cover, and then submit. This will cover everything physical that we can hand off to you. For ebooks or audiobooks, we're going to go over to Overdrive, and that is where your question kicks in. So under the download, yes, ebooks, audiobooks, anything that you download to a device, downloadables we call them, that will be in our platform that we use called Overdrive. You can either go right there by clicking on audiobooks or ebooks, or if you want to see what else we have to download, just take a look at all of our downloadables. These all lead to the same place, so I would suggest just clicking Overdrive. And there's also some help stuff here if you need it, if you downloaded it and don't quite know what to do. The platform is called Overdrive. The app that is able to pull from that is called Libby. There is also an Overdrive app. Yes, there's an Overdrive app as well, but it's being phased out. The company is stopping supporting it after a certain amount of time. Libby is the new fun version of it. Does the exact same thing. So I'll click into Overdrive here. I'll show you what it looks like. Very similar to our website. You'll see our logo up top. Got a book of the month every month that is unlimited borrowing. There's no wait list for it. And so there's a different, genre highlighted every month. Let's go down a little bit and I'll show you. Libby is the app that pulls from Overdrive. So if you're trying to get ebooks or audiobooks, download Libby. It is free. It's easy to use. It's really cute. You've got this little logo here. And you can also use it on your computer, on your desktop, like in your web browser, or on your phone, or on your tablet. So there's lots of ways to use it. So that is the app that you would use. But I always recommend, if you can, get started searching through our e-resources on a desktop or a laptop or a typey computer versus your handheld. It's just a little bit easier to sort of visualize the search process. So the way you would search is just start typing in a title, author, subject, same as our regular catalog, and it will search through everything we have in our collection. And that's a lot of stuff. We have a lot of e-resources here. For something that we might not have, we'll come up on a little error page here. So let's search for something we do have. I'm going to type in Toni Morrison. This will pull up everything with Toni Morrison on there. I'm going to click into the author page there, and you'll see got a bunch of books by Toni Morrison. You'll see the orange bar across the top says available, which means you can click borrow and start to use it right now. This one has little headphones, which means, yep, it's an audiobook, so you listen to it. This one's got a little book, so book you can read. And so that's sort of how you can tell them apart. And that's why you'll see duplicates. There's two beloveds here, one you can listen to, one you can read. So this is for an author.
Thank you for pointing that out.
Yes.
So an audiobook is one you're listening to. An ebook is one that you're reading, like on a computer or a tablet or your phone or something like that.
Yep. And e-audiobooks work sort of like, like a podcast or like music that you would listen to. You'll download it to your phone or your device, what have you. Then you'll just listen to it. It's kind of cool.
Nice.
You'll see ones with a white bar up there say waitlist, and so they're currently checked out. E-resources work just the same as the physical things we have on our shelves, where we only have a certain number of copies. And so you got to get on that wait list if you want to borrow that a little bit later. Holds work the exact same way too. They tend to move a little quicker though, I think, in an e-form. That's just my observance. But so you'll see we got a lot of orange bars here, and this is all stuff that we currently own that you can check out to listen to or to read. But say we have someone who we don't have in our collection. I'm going to search.
Can you look for my book?
Yeah. Yes. Remind me who's the author for them.
It's Daniel Quinn.
There we go. Quinn.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay. So here is where we hit a snag where it says we don't have any matches for Daniel Quinn because we don't have anything in our collection. However, the second line down here, if you still can't find what you're looking for, you can add titles the library doesn't own to your results and recommend them for purchase. So this is where we're going to click into here, and it will pull up lots of different results of books that are technically like in the Overdrive platform, because lots of different libraries use this platform for e-resources. These are ones we have not purchased for our own collection. So you'll see Ishmael,
okay,
Daniel Quinn. So you'll see there is an ebook version. So this is one that you would end up reading versus listening to. And you can sort of scroll through and see, I just searched Daniel Quinn. So this is going to pull everything with that author's name. Not everything here is something you might want. I don't know. Sometimes you have to sort through. However, thankfully, I think it looks like this one is Ishmael. Yeah. Okay. So I was going to say, I see like in Spanish version here. Now, what I would be interested in is, I'm not familiar with, here we go. I'll get to that in a second. The specifics of this title. So is Ishmael different from My Ishmael? I see that this one says a sequel, so this audiobook is not quite what we're looking for. But if you keep scrolling down, you'll find there's the audiobook, right? So when you emailed me this, I went in and recommended it. So you'll see it says recommended right here. And it switches from not owned on this top black bar to recommended. So that is something I've already done. I'm just going to pick a random one and recommend it here, so you'll see what happens. Let's say this next one, Beyond Civilization. So I'll click recommend, this little orange word down here. And I'm signed into my account. So that's the other thing. This is signed into my staff account, but you'll say, thanks for your recommendation. If we buy this title, we'll add you to the waitlist and email you when your hold is available. So it's very similar to placing an interlibrary loan or purchase request for a physical item, where we will hunt it down, add you to the waitlist, and then when it's ready for you to borrow, then we'll get in touch with you and let you know. And then it recommends you a couple other things. So I'll click out of that. And the last thing I'll show you is under my account. If you go down to recommendations, it'll show you what you have recommended already. So you'll see I recommended this one and this one. So since this is for you, Marwan, not for me, I will give you the homework of signing into your account and placing that recommendation yourself so that when it is
I'm
available,
doing it. I'm literally doing it while you're speaking, but I don't
right
remember
on.
my card number. So what do I do?
Okay, you get in touch with your local branch.
Ah.
Yeah, so that is one thing you will need to. You'll need to be signed into your account. And so you'll need to know your card number and your password. Now, one way we can, you can get that without having to go to your local library is let me go to krl.org and under contact, there's a bunch of ways to reach this email page I'm getting to. But if you go under email, it'll bring you to our Ask Us, Tell Us page. And this is basically our, you have a comment or question, give it to us web form. So you'll just tell us who you are. And then just right here where it says, do you have a KRL card? Just check this last one. Yes, but I need help finding it. And then just give us your phone number, email. And this is all, these questions are so that we can make sure we have the right you when we're searching our database. So if there's like 3 other Marwans in our system, I want to make sure I'm getting the right one. So we check phone number, email, address, and or birthday. And then just tell us where is your home location, submit the form, and then that will go to all the library staff who check this. And we check it on a daily basis, hourly basis. We'll go on our system, find your card number, email it to you, and you're good to go. Also a link to reset your password if you need to. So that will be step 1. And Marwan, I can just send you your card number. You're fine.
Hey, I'm like filling it out right now. So just so people
you know what?
see,
Do that.
I am doing it.
Right on. And I'm on email checking duty for this service this afternoon anyway, so I'll probably get your request. Once you have,
Let me ask you a really quick question, Priya. Was your address and or phone number different when you registered for a card? I probably registered for my card in 1997 or something like that.
Ooh, okay.
I don't know.
Okay, hit yes. And then just type in whatever it might have been, or literally just say, I registered in 1988, period, and we'll get it. We usually check at least a few identifying factors to make sure we have the right you. Because again, there's, any number of John Jacksons in Kitsap, and you want to make sure you've got at least the one who's got this specific birthday and lives in this place. So this just helps us make sure we find the right person.
I have one more question for you. Now,
yes.
My home branch was Sylvan. Can I change it to downtown? I can?
Of course. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no problem.
I mean, I love Sylvan.
Yeah, and then this is also fluid. If you were like in Sylvan's area one week and in downtown the next, we don't mind if you, switch around or place your holds at different locations. We just want to make sure you are where you need to be, where is most convenient for you. Yes. So this is the form if you have any questions. And also it's for like, if you have recommendations for us, if you really loved something you saw in one of our branches and want to let us know, this is where you can leave those comments or ask the questions. If you have trouble getting into your Libby account, this is where you can say, hey, I had trouble getting into Libby, help me. Or, I had a hold, but it expired. Can you renew it for me? That type of thing. So this service is always here if you need it. It's called Ask Us, Tell Us. You can get to it from our contact menu at the top and hit email, or from our homepage. It's right under Ask for Help. So hope that helps.
No, that helps a lot. And that was really easy.
Yeah. I mean, it's not, once you do it once or twice, it's not that hard. I would recommend, if you really do like the e-resources, if they're convenient for you, and you do keep coming up across things that, or barriers where we don't own something that you want, please do recommend us stuff. It's no burden to us. We really do benefit from hearing about the things that you want to be reading and listening to. Especially if it's something that we just don't know about. Like, I'll give an example. I was searching for a poet who I really like, Dasani Doshi. I own a couple of her books, and I just, really love reading. I want to read more of her works, but couldn't find any matches. And I was like, I know she's written at least 3 or 4 books. So I went and looked at the ones we don't own, and there's everything that she's ever published that we just don't hear because, she's not a super well-known author, but also young and prolific. And so I'm sure there's going to be more coming out. What I want to do is say, well, I've read this and that, but I would really love to read this, and I haven't got a chance to read it yet because we don't know it. So I will go ahead and recommend. And then as I'm working through, keep adding those recommendations, because it's always, helpful for us to know what people want to be reading. So that is just one example of, a way that we benefit from what you are looking for. And please always tell us if there's something you're looking for that we don't have, because it's sort of our job to make sure we can get you what you need.
Well, I might have to put the Donald Goings collection in there. When I was a teenager, I loved these books. They're definitely age appropriate, but those are awesome.
Right on. Yeah. And if you ever have difficulty searching for something, or if you hit that search area and you're like, oh God, I forgot, what do I do? You can always give us a call or use that web form, or just stop in your branch and just say like, hey, I need a human person to talk me through this. Yeah.
And I encourage folks, if you're tuning in with us once a month, if you have the opportunity to sit in front of your computer, I like doing things while I'm being told, because that helps me to remember it. Because I might not otherwise do it for a week or 2 weeks. It's like, oh, what did she say? And I've got to go back and watch the video. So if I go through the steps, I'm more likely to retain, the information. It's like, okay, yeah, I remember I clicked here and then this happened. And, so it just makes it a lot easier. So when you speak, I'm literally doing it behind the scenes. So I'm trying to teach myself.
I love it. And we know there's different types of learning styles, right? So some people can hear something and be like, all right, I got it. Sometimes you need to see it done. Sometimes your fingers need to be doing it while you're watching someone else do it. But one thing I will show you all last time I'll share, I promise, is this page here. On our website, again, if you just need to see something done or have someone talk you through it, that's okay. We totally sympathize. If you go under guides, under this top menu here, and just go down to library how-to videos, we have a whole bunch of really short, like 3-5 minute YouTube tutorials for the most common questions that we get asked, so that people can try to do it at home. There's everything from using your account, so how to use that web form that we talked about earlier, or how to find books in place holds, or how to download. So this is what we went through today, how to use Overdrive. If you have a Kindle, it gets slightly more complicated, but we have a guide for that too. And then if you haven't used Zoom before, but if you want to attend one of our programs. So we're adding to these sort of as we go. So these are, static videos that are on YouTube. Access them when you need to. Hopefully that will help, feel like you're having someone walk you through it. And then for anything more complicated, of course, get in touch with us and we can make that happen.
Oh, I love it. That's very helpful. Man, you always have good stuff every time we chat. I learn more, and I get access. I'm getting my new library number again, or getting my old one back. I have no idea how many numbers it is, but I look forward to using it. Because I'm running out of time. I got to get that book read. So I know it's a good read. I'm excited about that.
Yeah. And I will say, we don't move the fastest. We have, unfortunately, if you need something like tomorrow, or we have folks who are like, I'm a student, my assignment is due tomorrow, I need to get it done today, and you don't have the book. I'm like, oh, you should have told us that last week. No, we try to move as fast as we can, but sometimes you do have to hunt down something, and that takes some time. So if you're on a deadline, or if you're like, I need to get this read, or I need to get this project done, please tell us as soon as you know, so that we can find what you need, and not have to scramble, or even worse, say, I'm sorry, I can't find this for you in time. We'll work as fast as we can, though, so no worries on that end. And hopefully Marwan will be able to get a copy of Ishmael for you, or an audio version of Ishmael for you.
Love it. Thank you so much. So I've got another question for you, if you can help me. So this
Yeah.
was spurred based on, the prizes. And one of the prizes was, am I saying it right? Hydroponic garden for the mushroom log.
They're two separate things. There's a mushroom log that grows mushrooms, and then a hydroponic indoor garden that I believe grows like herbs or smaller green plants. Yeah.
So how big is that?
Oh, that's a good question. Um,
So like your windowsill or something like that? Or
yeah, I'm trying to think. Have I seen one in the branch? We were just receiving the prizes to like give away before I left on vacation. I know that they are like it's not going to take up your whole dinner table. It's likely going to be about like yay big, maybe. If you want to see a sample, I can try to scrounge one up, but we won't have them all ready to give away until we start to do the drawings. Yeah.
so my question is this. So let's say somehow I won one and I have it now. How would I do you give a tutorial on how to use it? Do you suggest books on how to use it?
That's a good question. Um, hmm. So we didn't have these for last summer, but I'm going off of the prizes we did have last summer. Um, I believe they all come in their original packaging. So if you
Okay.
need an instruction manual, there should be one in there. If you lose it somehow, one request that I get asked fairly often that I actually find really fascinating at the library is like, can you help me figure out how to work this? Is like reverse searching to find a manual for something someone lost 10 years ago.
Mhm.
Because they're all online somewhere. You just got to find them. So this is something where if you're like, I don't know how to use this, or I want to learn more, you can always come to the staff and let us know, I lost the manual, or this is great. How do I make it better? That type of thing. And we can always find you more resources, books or articles or recommendations, what have you. Because
Well,
I've
I
never
would
used a
love to do.
hydroponic kit. I have no idea how it works. Yeah.
So that is my goal for the rest of the summer is for myself and Layla to start growing some herbs indoors
Nice.
and get to growing. So now that she's back from vacation, we can do that. But I have no idea how to start, and so the um, growing indoors seems like the way to go. Seeing
Okay.
as our climate is so crazy.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I have two tomato plants outside, and they were super happy all summer until last week. And now they're crispy as poor babies.
Um, did you lose them?
Yeah, I did. Well, I grew them from starts, so
Man. Oh, okay,
yeah,
okay. Yes,
yeah.
see, I
But
have no
indoor,
idea. I've never done it before, so I'm super excited. They're indoor? Or
yeah.
no, they're outdoor. Yours
Well,
are
they're
outdoor.
outdoor, but I will say indoor gardening. I have heard from many folks this summer is something that they wanted to start trying. Like that's their goal for this summer, or their task, or their like learn something new topic, which is fantastic because you got to start small. Fresh herbs are a real luxury, and they just like elevate whatever you're cooking. So I commend you. We have resources. We have plenty of books on like container gardening, indoor gardening, herb gardening, and we're happy to pull you up some recommendations if you need.
Awesome, awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah, because it's gonna be a big learning curve for me for sure.
yeah. So I think the nice thing, some herbs they're like really hardy. I have a rosemary plant I've been growing for like 3 years, and that thing will not die.
Oh, really?
So you got to start with the right plant to, boost your courage. Yeah.
So get a cactus first and start from that.
Although you'd be surprised, some cacti are very finicky. It takes a little bit of hunting sometimes. I'll say rosemary, easy, like kales, like those hardier leafy greens.
Oh, I like kale.
That yeah, because you cut them and they just grow back. Cut them, grow back.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'll start with kale. I
Yeah,
love it.
yeah,
I think I've got
yeah.
a plant in the back there. I don't know if I showed that last time, but it's not
Hmm.
doing well, so it needs some love. It's trying. It reminds me I need to put some water on it. So
Good
that could be
reminder.
fun. But Layla and I are gonna get into it and then share that information out. So yeah, we look forward to it. Like I said, not
Nice,
expecting to win the prize. We're gonna do that anyway. So
for sure.
um yeah, we wanted to get into that. So do you have anything else for us today?
Um, I would just say, after last week's heat, everyone take care of yourself. Like if you need to dip into the library to cool off, after last week, the downtown branch specifically, we don't have the fanciest air conditioners, so we did have to close early a little bit. But for the most part, most of our library locations are designated cooling centers during these heat waves. So if you need to step in and cool off, or just weather aside, just come hang out for a little bit, charge your phone, take a breather, just sit in quiet. Please do feel free to stop on by. We may ask you as soon as you enter our branch, have you been reading this summer? And get you into that type of conversation. Please do feel free to interact with us or say, you know what, I'm still working on it. That's okay too. But we're just really excited to be wrapping up this summer with good energy and celebrating all the good reading, the good work, the good learning that y'all have been doing.
I love it. Well, I appreciate you and your time as always, and definitely the Kitsap Regional Library. So many good things, so many new things all the time. Don't miss a show, but make sure that you go into one of the 9 locations. Lots of cool things going on at the library. Just check it out. But so I appreciate you, Priya, and we will see you next month, the first Tuesday at 3 p.m. Put it on your calendar. All right. For Priya, I am Marwan. This is The Conduit. We will see you next time. Bye-bye, everybody.